Welcome, and thanks for joining. Today, we're taking a close look at OpenText Functional Testing Lab for mobile and web, version 26.2. If you've been running an older version of the lab, this session is designed to walk you through what's new, what's changed, and why upgrading makes a real difference for your mobile testing program. Let's get into it. Here's what we'll be covering today. We'll start with why mobile readiness is a critical part of any digital transformation strategy, then walk through the key capabilities in this release, including automatic OS updates, macOS cloud browser support, real device access, and AI-powered scripting. We'll also look at customer proof points and close out with a clear upgrade path and recommended next steps. By the end of the session, you'll have a solid picture of what the latest version delivers and how to move forward. Mobile applications have become the primary channel for engaging customers, employees, and partners. Across industries, successful digital transformation depends on delivering reliable and seamless mobile experiences. At the same time, the mobile ecosystem evolves rapidly, with new iOS and Android releases, new devices, and constantly increasing user expectations. If your OpenText Functional Testing Lab environment is running on an older version, your ability to validate applications against the latest devices and operating systems may be delayed. This can increase the risk of compatibility issues, slow down release cycles, and make it harder to support modern digital initiatives. This is not just about staying up to date. It is about ensuring your testing platform remains aligned with your organization's digital transformation goals and enables the rapid delivery of high-quality mobile experiences. As mobile platforms evolve rapidly, keeping your testing environment aligned with the latest iOS and Android versions is critical. Upgrading to the latest version of OpenText Functional Testing Lab ensures that you can take advantage of support for new mobile OS releases as soon as they become available. Traditionally, keeping test environments up to date requires significant effort from teams, planning upgrades, validating infrastructure, updating devices, and managing downtime. By staying on a current OpenText Functional Testing Lab version, customers can simplify this process and reduce the operational burden associated with maintaining mobile testing environments. Another key benefit is the ability to validate application compatibility early in the development lifecycle. As new OS versions are introduced, teams can quickly test their applications, identify potential issues, and address them before end users are impacted. This reduces the risk of production defects, improves release confidence, and helps organizations deliver a consistent user experience across the latest devices and operating systems. The first thing teams run into when they try to expand mobile coverage is the infrastructure question. Physical device farms are expensive to build and painful to maintain. Procurement cycles are long, devices go out of date, and the overhead of managing all of that pulls engineering time away from actual testing. With OpenText Functional Testing Lab for mobile and web, you can provision cloud browsers on demand. No hardware to manage, no device farm to maintain. Your team gets the coverage they need for iOS, Android, and now macOS and Safari without the cost or complexity of physical infrastructure. You scale up when you need it, you scale down when you don't. It's that straightforward. Emulators only go so far. They're useful for early development, but they don't reflect real hardware behavior. Whether it's different screen resolutions, different chipsets, different OS versions, or different network conditions. When your app hits production and something breaks on a Samsung Galaxy that your iPhone tests never caught, that's an emulator problem. OpenText Functional Testing Lab for mobile and web gives you a centralized lab of real iOS and Android devices. Your existing scripts run directly against those devices. No rewrites, no migration. And because the lab is accessible from anywhere, your teams can test across geographies without shipping hardware around. If it matters to your users, you can test it. Now let's talk about what happens when apps change, because they always do. This includes UI updates, redesigns, and new workflows. And every one of those changes has the potential to break your test scripts. For mobile, that maintenance burden has always been especially painful because you're dealing with two platforms at once. The AI-based capabilities in OpenText Functional Testing Lab for mobile and web are built for exactly this problem. Write a single script and run it across iOS and Android simultaneously. When the app changes, the AI adapts, automatically adjusting to UI changes so your automation keeps running without constant rework. Our customers using these capabilities have reported reducing test maintenance efforts by more than 35%. That's engineering time you get back to spend on coverage, not cleanup. What sets OpenText Functional Testing Lab for mobile and web apart isn't just the features. It's how it fits into what you already have. Let's look at 4 things that matter most to QA and engineering leaders. First, your existing scripts work. No migration, no rewrites, your investment in automation is protected. Second, you test on real devices, not simulators and emulators. That's the difference between confidence and assumption. Third, one script runs across platforms, iOS and Android coverage from a single authoring effort, with AI handling the differences. And fourth, you deploy on your terms, cloud, on-premises, or hybrid, whichever fits how your organization operates. Privately dedicated or shared devices. Pay-per-use pricing. The flexibility is real. Let's talk numbers, because the results customers are seeing are worth calling out. 90% reduction in defects, 40% accelerated releases, and 50,000 automated test scripts weekly. These aren't projections. These are outcomes from customers who have made this part of their QA workflow. When your automation keeps pace with your release cadence, and your team spends less time fixing broken tests and more time extending coverage, the ROI is real and it compounds over time. Now let's talk about how to actually get there. The upgrade process is straightforward when you work through it in the right order. Start by checking compatibility to make sure your current environment meets the requirements for this version. From there, verify your system requirements, align on timelines with your team, and confirm whether admin rights are needed for installation. If your organization has a steering committee involved in infrastructure decisions, this is the right point to loop them in. Your OpenText account team can walk you through each of these steps and help you build a plan that fits your environment. So where do you go from here? If you're an existing OpenText Functional Testing customer, getting started with OpenText Functional Testing Lab for mobile and web is straightforward. Your scripts are already compatible. Your team already knows the platform. The next step is reaching out to your OpenText account team to discuss deployment options, whether that's cloud, on-premises, or a hybrid approach, and to get a hands-on look at the lab environment. We'd love to show you how your specific test coverage maps to real device availability. Thanks for your time today, and we'll look forward to the conversation.